I'm Drew.
And I'm Tony.
And this is Back for Our Future Christmas or Holiday Edition, whichever Martha Stewart fan club you're a member of. Yeah. Welcome to Back for Our Future Christmas or Holiday. I got my Christmas shirt on. I'm ready to rumble. This is my...
I don't have a Christmas shirt on, but here's what I do have, right?
Oh, no. Here they are. Oh.
McDonald's has
That's fantastic.
Special Grinch meals. And you get that box and these socks.
Oh, that's great.
And you get Grinch salt.
That's fantastic.
And you get to put your fries in this bag and put the salt over them and shake them up.
Oh, that's so good.
It's pretty wonderful. It's like $12 for the whole thing. It's like not that bad. And of course, the socks are pretty cool and pretty good stuff.
Yes. My wife was talking about it, but I don't think they probably gave us 3 of those for the entire city of Mobile since we're such a small, and they're gone already. Right. But that's great. That's fantastic. That's super fun.
They're a lot of fun. They came out yesterday, so I think by the time people hear this, it'll be about a week. But, they may not be able to get one by the time they hear it, but that's okay.
Probably not. I honestly thought you were going to show us the headphones again. That's what I was waiting for.
The headphones?
Oh, God.
They're still available.
They're still available. That just makes my day.
We're still doing the toy drive. Headphones are still
headphones still available. Well, on this episode of the show, I'm going to let Tony kind of run it. I'll just tee it up and then pass it over as we normally do. On this episode of the show, we're going to talk about Christmas movies, but we have like a couple of things in store with that. So, Tony, take it away. Let's talk Christmas movies.
So I thought it'd be kind of fun, right? Because we got 2 episodes right before Christmas. Of course, this episode drops on December 10th, and then we got one that's dropping literally on Christmas Eve, so that'll be kind of cool. I thought we'd do like a top 25 Christmas list today, and then the next episode I got this almost like NCAA tournament bracket thing that we got. It's not 64 or 68 teams. It's like 16, but it'll be kind of fun. It's like a 16 movie list that we'll go through the bracket and pick which ones we want to move forward. And that's on that'll be on the next episode. So this list, let me just preface this by saying, because we're going to talk about this list, and you and I won't agree with everything that's on this list. I can tell you that right now. And that's okay, because everyone's got their own stuff. This list was put together for us by ChristmasCountdown.com, which is a really cool site that does countdowns to Christmas. And they did this massive poll, and this is the list that they came up with. Now, if you go to the site, ChristmasCountdown.com, you will notice that this is the top 25, and this is what list they put out as the top 25, but they have a much larger list, and the movies that aren't on the top 25 made that the larger list. But the top 25, it's kind of controversial. There's some movies that are missing that you're going to go, they're just glaring. And so we'll kind of go over them from number 25 on up to number 1. And that'll be what we do.
Well, let's go after it.
So number 25 is what I deem as one of the classics these days, and we haven't quite gotten to it in our show because it is a 90s movie. We haven't quite gotten to 1996 yet, but the number 25 on the list is Jingle All the Way, which is of course the Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad movie. And my brother and I saw this at Carmike 10, and it's a classic, and it's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah, so when this movie came out, I would see it because it was Arnold, and sure, it was fun and it's funny and there's a lot of stuff. But now that I am a parent and I've been down the path of trying to find this one specific toy for a child, this movie should be mandatory watching for anyone who is planning on having a child. Right. Like it is, you're gonna deal with this. The only other additive would be if they made a movie about building Barbie playsets.
Yeah, right. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. And of course, it's got some great, people in it. Rita Wilson's in it, and Phil Hartman is really funny in this, as he always is.
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
you get it's colorful, it's fun, it's loud. You got villains, you got good guys, it's superheroes. It kind of throws a little everything at you, and over the years, I deem it as kind of one of those modern classic Christmas movies. A lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun, and I am a little. This is the first one. We haven't even gotten far. We're into the first one, and it's way too low on the list to me. Way
Way
too
too
low.
low. Absolutely. I mean, I think most people would probably have it high, especially since there's kind of a recency bias thing that comes with these types of lists. But this one a little bit lower. Our next movie, a little controversial.
No, it doesn't even be on this. It shouldn't even be close to this list.
I don't know how this got here. I'll be honest with you. Now, and that is number 24. We got to name the movie before we can, talk about it. Home Alone 3. Home Alone 3, which came
Yeah.
out in 1997. Not talking about the first Home Alones, the first two. They'll be much higher on the list. Home Alone 3. Listen, I've seen the movie. My brother saw the movie. We saw it together. Um, and I have no problems with the film. It is what it is. It doesn't have, it's missing all the classic cast. It's
Yep.
a recast from Home Alone 3. It is at Christmas time. Would I call this a classic Christmas movie? No. Is it a fun movie that was, yeah, it was fine, and it went to theaters. It wasn't a direct video or anything like that. It did go to theaters. It did okay, but it certainly wasn't, and it spawned even more sequels from the for this franchise. But and after that, those were all direct to DVD. But
Yeah.
but this movie isn't a classic Christmas movie. It's just not. I would replace
It's
it
not.
with a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah, dude. Look, I could take some obscure stuff and throw it in there. That's more Christmassy than this. Obviously, it's also. I mean, I'm not going to hate on it, but in terms of Home Alone movies, it's the most boring of. It's just not entertaining in the sense of like how good. Obviously, one is epic, is legendary, and two is quite hilarious. Two has a beautiful sequence. My mom to this day still loves two. We'll talk about it when we get there, but
Of course.
it it's just number three. No, this should not be. Home Alone 3 should not be number 2 or number 24. It should be on this list at all. It shouldn't be on the list. Period.
I mean,
It's stupid.
it was actually quite shocking when I saw it on here, to be honest with you. I was like, what is that? And that's kind of one of the reasons why I even wanted to do the list, because I knew we could have a conversation about it. I mean, we'll talk about some of the movies when we get through the list. We'll talk about some of the movies that we'd replace some of these with, but this is definitely gonna be one we replace. Number 23, I'll Be Home for Christmas, which is the Jonathan Taylor Thomas movie from 1998. It's actually a pretty good movie,
Yeah.
and has kind of put itself into the Christmas movie conversation over the years. If you haven't watched, and of course Jonathan Taylor Thomas was huge in the '90s because he was in the show Home Improvement, and great dude, and this has become a pretty good movie over the years, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know because of my alternate list I have. I don't know if I would keep it on this portion of it. It is technically a Christmas movie, so it would be in a list. It might be in, the 30s, but I don't know if I could stack it this high when there's some other great quality stuff.
Yep.
It almost felt a little bit like so one of the things I would say about all of these on this list as we go through, at least for me, for my portion of this on the conversation, is they need to have something that has Christmas magic that doesn't feel cash grabby to me. It needs to feel like this story is so good that it happens to be set at Christmas and they're adding more to it. But if it feels like it's being forced down my throat a little bit,
Right.
and I'm not saying this movie's doing that, but it's on the cusp of being like, to me, a little bit like, hey, let's make a Christmas movie because they'll be played forever. When you get up on some of these lists, some of these are so iconic that, yeah, they're going to be played forever. So anyway, yeah. Like this
So
next one.
right. Well, this next movie is so criminally low on the list. I
Yeah.
mean, for most people, there's tons of people that would have this as number one. easily. I mean,
Yep.
I tons of people that watch this movie almost every day during Christmas time, and that is number 22, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I,
Yeah.
I've I'm trying to think of 21 movies that are more iconic Christmas films than this at this
It's
point.
what's funny is this movie's more quoted. I guarantee you that if you were to poll someone, you might get some quotes from Elf when it shows up. Some people will have some lines from that. But quite literally, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation can be quoted at almost any time of year. There are lines like "Shitter's full." Who's not said that about a dozen times? Me. I
Right,
say it a
yeah.
lot. Right? There's so many moments throughout that entire movie that it's this is offensive at how low it is.
Yeah, and all the merchandise that this movie has spawned over the years, when T-shirts and little figures and
Oh yeah.
everything else, like ornaments and everything. I mean, Christmas Vacation has become iconic over the last, it came out in 1989, so the last 36 years. But I mean, it's an iconic movie, and Chevy Chase still tours it around near Christmas time and showing people and doing meet and greets, and Randy Quaid is still pretty much living off this character. So I mean, come on, man, it's one of the all time greats.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
Number 21 was the 2006 movie Deck the Halls, which has Danny DeVito and Matthew Broderick. I've seen the movie. I had seen it in up here in St. Louis actually, and I mean it's a good movie, and I wouldn't necessarily quantify it as a must see Christmas movie all the time. Like I don't necessarily have to see this every year, but I do. I have watched it on quite a few occasions.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It's not. I remember seeing it. It's not. Hey, Matt, will you close the door? Sorry, folks at home. I have an office mate. There we go. It's not the kind of movie that I would. Well, let me put it this way. I've seen it, but I don't remember it, so it's not something that's high on my list. Right? It's not. It's just not. It's not memorable. And again, the movie right after this is way too low on the list, in my opinion, too, which makes no sense whatsoever. This is shocking. I think this was made by YouTubers. That's what I'm going to say.
Right. Again, another movie that would be number one for most people.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Definitely in the top three.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
number,
Easily.
number 20 is It's a Wonderful Life, the 1946 version, of course, and um, doesn't get much more iconic than that. It's
No. No.
pretty much classic. So
It's funny because my kids have actually not seen it, and that's shocking to a lot of people. It's not because we don't like the movie, but normally, like for me, that movie's actually pretty dense and it's pretty heavy.
yeah,
It's not heavy in crimes against humanity kind of heavy, but it's a heavy movie, and I have to be in the mood to commit to it because if I'm gonna watch, I can watch 5 minutes of National Lampoons and I'm good. I can
right.
watch 5 minutes of Home Alone, Elf, whatever, all these Christmas movies. It's a Wonderful Life. You got to commit, and you got to commit to the whole thing because otherwise, it's the saddest crap you've ever seen in your life. It's not crap; it's a great movie, but you know what I mean. It's super sad.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, and again, listen, we didn't create the list. We're just talking about the list, and of course,
We're
we'll talk.
destroying it.
Yeah,
We're
we're just
destroying it.
Merry Christmas to the list. Uh, Number 19 is another classic, of course. The 1947 version of Miracle on 34th Street. So again, that's another movie that could be number one for most people.
Dude, this one blew me away. So it's a Wonderful Life. Really, I gasped. I mean, obviously, I read the list backwards because that's the instructions I was given by the show's producer, whose name is rhymes with Tony, and
Right?
so I read it backwards. And when I was already upset, and then when I got to It's a Wonderful Life, I was like, okay, I don't know what these people are doing. But when I get to Miracle on 34th Street, and it's the original, which I think is the one that holds the most charm. I'm not saying anything wrong with the remake, but like there's been two remakes, I think. Is that right? And there've been like two?
Yeah. Yeah, but there's another one that's on this list. Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of like to me the 47 version, the original is the one that holds the charm and the character. I can't believe it's this low on the list. There's nothing wrong with black and white films. There's nothing wrong with classic movies. I just don't understand why. at the holidays. It, dude, the movies came out in 1947. It's a freaking tradition, much like It's a Wonderful Life. Remember when, was it at NBC that for every year they would play these two movies like all
Yeah,
the time?
yeah. They still do with It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean they still play that one like every year. That is the tradition there. They still
yeah.
play that. I mean, you can turn on. I think they switch around a little bit here and there. I think Miracle on 34th Street, you can get that one on AMC. I think that one's
Okay.
on the AMC quite a bit these days. Um, but they do kind of switch around depending on where the rights are. And then of course number 18 is Santa Claus is Coming to Town, which is the 1970 TV movie version, which is it's a classic. There's no doubt about that. I mean, it's the it's the stop motion. Um,
Oh, okay. You had to give that. I was about to say,
yeah,
yeah, I was about to be like, I don't know this. I don't know this. A TV movie. Yeah, yeah. The stop motion Santa Claus. That is a classic.
stop. Santa Claus is Coming to Town. Of course, it's got iconic voices of like Fred Astaire, Mickey Rooney, um, Paul Frees and guys like that. So
Yeah.
it's pretty iconic. And if you haven't seen it in a long time, these were always kind of the fun Christmas. These stop motion Christmas movies were always kind of fun. They're pretty iconic. They'll get shown around. I mean, you'll probably see this popping up on like ABC or CBS or one of the
Yep.
whoever's rights to it right now.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I think when I'm here, Freeform I think has it right now. Freeform I think
Yeah.
is has this right now. So check out Freeform. Of course, Freeform shows Christmas movies all month long. They show Christmas movies all month long. So they're one of the channels that does that. So check them out every day and see what their schedule looks like. And
Also,
yeah,
one more quick thing. Our good friends over at Pluto TV have an
yes,
entire lineup of dedicated Christmas content that you can watch for
yeah,
free on almost every smart television out there. I know it sounds like a commercial, but I'm just telling you, Pluto TV is hands down of the free services. Tubi's cool too, but Pluto is my absolute favorite. And they have like so many great dedicated channels, but they also have this whole lineup of Christmas content that's free. It's great. It's fun. There's lots of it there. There you go.
like it's like an entire like 12 channels or something like that of
Right.
Christmas movies. And the great thing about Pluto also is that you can on a lot of them you can they can be on demand as well. So a
Yep.
lot of times you can go. They're not all on demand, but a lot of them you can get on demand, and you can just play it whenever you want to, which is kind of a
Yep.
neat feature that they allow on that site as well. Is you don't just have to watch it free when it's on. You can also watch some of the shows and movies anytime you want to, which is kind of a cool thing to that they let you do. Um, Number 17 is the 1984 A Christmas Carol.
Now, I already have a sub for this, and I'm sure you do too.
Go ahead, my friend.
Well, I'm not going to say the sub. I'll wait till the end. But like, I'm not knocking it. It's not. Look, A Christmas Carol. I think we've all seen multiple versions. It's one of. I'm sure it's because of a licensing reason. We can go into. That's not. We have to talk about it right now. But like, I just feel like it's this. And this one is one of the older ones. But it's like the same story we've seen 26 times over. I would take. For example, I'm not going to reveal my secret one yet. I'll do that at the end. But I would 100% sub in one word in front of this, maybe two, a Muppets Christmas Carol. I'm all in.
Of course,
I'm all in.
that is one
I
of the
think it's a
iconic
better movie.
lists. But yeah, I mean, the George C. Scott version is kind of considered to be
I know.
a classic Christmas Carol movie these days. So, I mean, of course, this has been done many times after 1984 now. So, a lot of people have their own versions that they like better. And I would say, you don't have to watch them all, but, giving them all at least one watch would, allow you to better tell which version you like. Um, but it's I wouldn't argue with that movie being on this list because it is still pretty iconic. But number 16, Miracle on 34th Street, the
Come
1984
on.
version.
Pick one. Just pick one. Oh, you can't put the same movie on here twice. It makes no sense.
I mean, listen. I mean, for a lot of people, and we talked. Of course, we just did a couple of Christmas movies on our last episode, and this was one of them that we got
Yep.
to. And for a lot of people, and I said it then, and I'll say it now. For a lot of people, this version has kind of surpassed the older version.
Sure.
So the 1947 version, this one surpassed that for a lot of people. Not for everybody, but for a lot of people. They did such a great job casting this movie, and it is very endearing, and it was quite a great homage to the original content. And so yeah, I mean it's I don't have a problem with being on the list. Just maybe put them together, maybe combining them would be the better solution. So they can
Yeah.
both be on the list, but they're combined. Because
Yeah.
I mean
Because
it is the same content after all.
yeah, and we're going to get that here shortly in a minute when we get up to a little bit further up.
Right.
I'm with you on it. The next movie you have on here actually is a movie I remember. I don't remember a ton and we've joked about it, but like this is a movie I remember seeing as a kid in the theater, and it was, gosh, I would have been 7 years old, so I am in prime Santa Claus season. Santa liked me back then. It was before I got my coal from Nintendo Maps. That's a callback for episode 1 for anybody who watches this show.
Right.
But back then, so I remember seeing this and I really enjoyed it. It was such a magical movie that I showed it to my kids, and my kids like it. They've passed it now because I think it has a window, or if you're really a Christmas spirit kind of person, it holds up. But my kids also thought it was very magical. And my dog is barking. My apologies. And that's Santa Claus the movie at number 15. I mean, it's got to be on the list. It might be a little high, but it should be on the list for sure.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, it's always fun. First of all, Dudley Moore is one of the iconic, comedic actors of all time, and I
Yep.
feel like we're. I don't want to say we're losing him a little bit in 2025, but we kind of are.
Yeah.
I feel like we don't talk about Dudley Moore, because he's passed away. It's been quite a few years since he's been gone, and I feel like we don't talk about him nearly as much as we should. Considering I quote the movie Crazy People literally every day of my life. I mean, literally
Yeah.
every day of my life. So, I feel like when you got a movie with Dudley Moore and John Lithgow and David Huddleston and Burgess Meredith, like this is a pretty great Christmas movie. And
Absolutely.
Dudley Moore is an iconic, not Christmas actor, but an iconic comedic actor for sure. And I do love this film.
I'm with you. Like I said, I have a great memory of it. So for me, it's one of those that I watched it for quite a few years growing up. Even after the theatrical release, I kept watching it and enjoyed it.
Yeah.
So we get to one of your boys on this list next.
Yeah. This is a good one.
It's a good movie. It's a very good movie. It's heartbreaking.
It should definitely be on their list, and that's at number 14, Jack Frost, the 1998 Michael Keaton movie, not the horror movie that everyone likes to throw in here. There's a Jack Frost that's a horror movie, and apparently back in the day, when you worked at Blockbuster or one of these places, they liked as a joke to throw the horror movie into the of the Michael Keaton movie. Was kind of the running gag back in the day for anyone who doesn't know that. And this is the more family friendly Jack Frost Michael Keaton film where he becomes the snowman after he passes away. I love this movie. Love it, love it, love it. Saw it up here in St. Louis and back in the day, and Michael Keaton's one of the all-time greats. To me, he's he can do anything. He's a comedic actor. He's a dramatic actor. He can do whatever you need him to do. I've worked with him before. He's an awesome dude. I had a blast and working with him as well. And yeah, I mean, Jack Frost is I think it's kind of where it should be on the list. I think it's somewhere in the middle. Maybe you can.
Yeah.
You can move it around to a couple spots here or there, but I think it's on Freeform quite a bit these days, or one of those.
It is. Yeah. It was on the other day.
So it's made its way into the lexicon of the great Christmas films.
Well, I 100% agree with you. I think it's a great movie. I think it's heartbreakingly beautiful, and it's sweet is the word I would use. I think it's tremendously better, and I'm not knocking on everyone's favorite cat, but it is a way better movie than A Garfield Christmas.
which is number 13 on the list.
Yeah.
1981 Garfield Christmas. You know, Garfield is a legend, man.
Yeah. He is. I just don't. It's a Christmas movie and it's a kid's Christmas movie, and I appreciate it. But there are so many better movies below it that it could be in the top 25. I wouldn't. Someone could make an argument for it, but I just don't think it belongs where it currently is, in my opinion. It just doesn't. There's nothing that magical about it that says it's not like. Prime example, the Santa Claus is Coming to Town is literally the theme of Christmas. Garfield, not so much, right? It's just that alone. If you just traded those two pieces, it's just. And Jack Frost is a better movie. It's a better holiday movie. So I don't know. I don't hate it. I'm not hating on Garfield. I like lasagna too, Garfield. But like, it's just not.
We all hate
where
Mud.
I'd put it.
So,
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, it's great. But yeah, I agree with you. I mean, there's a whole bunch of iconic Christmas movies, and this isn't exactly top 15 worthy for it. I could easily replace it on the top 25 and throw it down into the 30s or 40s and 50s and be okay with it. And I mean, considering some of the movies that aren't on this list, this wouldn't be there for me. But I agree. I 100% agree. The next movie, however, has started to become a very, very, very iconic Christmas film, and that is at number 12, The Polar Express, the 2004 film, which of course is Tom Hanks and doing the voice, and it's become this big Christmas film over the years, and I do very much like it.
I'm gonna say something.
Yeah,
it's not going to be popular with the audience. I can tell you for a lot of reasons, but this, for whatever reason, is my least favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah,
and I hear. And there's a lot of reasons. There's a dating. I was dating a girl when I saw this movie with my mom.
Of course.
My parents have drugged me to New Orleans, Louisiana, to get on a train in which they reenact the entire thing. I've done it, and it was great with my kids. The memories with my kids are amazing. I don't need to watch it ever again. This movie, here's the shocking statement. This movie for me is the equivalent of listening to a live song.
Oh, no. Stop.
Now I'm telling you, I just don't like it.
Here we go again with this nonsense. All right.
I just don't like
here we go again with your stupid nonsense. All right. So it's not live song like you hate the whole band. You hate one song.
Well, this is that song for me.
Okay.
This is that song.
It's like listening to Lightning Crashes by Live. Because I know there's other live songs that you like. Stop.
Listen, the name of their band doesn't help our argument, because anybody that doesn't know who they are is like, Drew doesn't like live music. He went to a concert with Tony.
I'm gonna give our audience the benefit of the doubt. If they're listening to a '90s podcast, they probably know.
I certainly hope. It is not my. I agree where it is on the. I agree it should be on this list. I could also make an argument that it could be even higher, based on some other movies that come through, because I do respect it is the purpose of Christmas. It has a beautiful message. It's a great story. I have just had to sing "Hot, Hot, Hot" too many times in my life, and I'm just kind of done with that.
I would say that also. I mean, it's a good movie, and it's kind of grown on me. When I first saw it, I liked it, but it certainly wasn't something I would have considered to be iconic Christmas viewing when I first saw it. And now, it's grown on me even a little bit more over the years. Of course, that's what these are supposed to do, and that's what they want to. That's what they want you. That's what they want to have happen to you as well. But I do like the film, and of course, I always love Tom Hanks. He's
great.
It's beautifully done, so it's a good film. The next movie on the list, however, might be a little low on the list these days, because when I talk to people, this movie always gets brought up nowadays.
Yeah,
And again, recency bias helps it because it's been made within the last 20 years or so. And that is number 11, Christmas with the Cranks.
Look, I was going to say non-traditional Christmas movies because it's not necessarily, but there's some other more out there non-traditional. But this, I have one of my actual favorite Christmas movies coming up. Or it's in the top 10 for sure. This is, for me, this is in my top 3, and they fight. The top 3 for me on my list of Christmas movies would always fight. I love this movie. I relate to it. The greatest thing about this movie, the most amazing part is the older I get, the more I relate to the movie, which is the sign of a true classic.
Yeah.
So even if you saw this as a kid, you know, like if you were a kid in 2004 and you saw this as you age, you begin to appreciate this movie. I don't think the truths of this movie go away, which is what makes it so great for me. The more I watch it every year after year, I watch it once a year. And every time I'm like, God bless, I love this movie so much. I really do. And as my kids age, I love it even more. So
No, it's wonderful. And I mean, and I can get that. I understand what you're saying too, because there is that element of his daughter. So I
yeah,
get where you come from on that, from the personal experience. And of course, neither of your daughters have quite gotten to the age of
right.
daughter in this film, but they will at some point, you know. And so yeah, it is. I mean, look, man, Tim Allen has made a lot of great movies. I don't think a lot
He's
of
on
people
this list a lot.
like he's on the list multiple times, and you know, I mean, I think there's people out there that like Tim Allen, and there's people out there that don't like Tim Allen, but Tim Allen's pretty awesome. And he's made a lot of great movies and a lot of great TV shows, and his work is pretty iconic at this point in a lot of ways. And I do really like Tim Allen, and he's wonderful in this movie. And Jamie
Absolutely.
Curtis is great, and Dan Aykroyd is wonderful in this film.
Yep. Yep.
And you know, you get Cheech Marin, and you get Jake Busey, and you get Emmett Walsh, and like all these great character actors are popping up in this film all throughout. And you know, it's a wonderfully directed movie by Joe Roth, and of course, the screenplay is by Chris Columbus, who is an icon in his own right, and a Christmas icon in his own right too, in a lot of
Yep.
ways. And yeah, I mean, it's a fun movie. One of the things that people don't understand about this film is that it's based on Skipping Christmas by John Grisham.
I did not
So,
know that either.
so technically, this is a John Grisham movie.
That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy.
Wild, but yeah, I mean, it's just it's classic Christmas viewing. I think it pops up on like Freeform or one of those channels
Yeah.
nowadays. But yeah, I mean, you can get this. This is one you won't have trouble finding. This will be somewhere. We talk about a lot of movies where we have trouble finding them these days. This isn't one of them. So
No.
definitely turn it on. Definitely watch it if you haven't seen it for a long time. This is a good one.
So this we're entering the top 10, and I just want to say, with the exception of one, and we'll cover that, one movie in this list, this top 10 is pretty solid. I would move probably Polar Express into this, and remove one of the versions of this movie that we get to eventually. This top 10. Now, the order of this top 10 list I don't necessarily agree with, but this top 10 list is actually pretty good.
It's pretty good. Now the top 10. Once you get to the top of this list, there can be an argument made for every single one of the movies on this list. So I mean,
Absolutely.
I think it's pretty great. And number 10 is, and this is an iconic film, A Charlie Brown Christmas, 1965. It's hard to
Absolutely.
argue.
Who hasn't seen it? Yeah, you can't.
Hasn't seen it. It's iconic. It's shown every year for a reason. The Peanut characters are classics. Everybody knows them. Kids, even little kids, know them these days. I mean, there are people who don't know them, but they're pretty iconic characters, and there's a reason why they've survived, you know, decades upon decade upon decade, and this is one of the reasons, because this movie's on every year and usually multiple times. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
and it gets shown on the networks as well. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
even more iconic, is that even the networks show this movie.
Yeah.
The next movie
It's number 1.
is low. This is way low for me for anyone who knows me, knows that this would be number one on the list. Are
It's 100% number one.
yeah,
Listen, it's not, and we'll say the name in a second. It's not only a great Christmas movie that celebrates Christmas perfectly, and really it celebrates the holidays, which is why it's such a great film. It's also one of the best made movies that has ever existed, in my opinion. If I'm talking about technical, I'm talking about production value, I'm talking about sight gags, composition, editing, all the technical aspects. This film literally, much like Back to the Future is one of those movies, this is on that same level. It's not just a Christmas movie. It's a fantastically near perfect movie. Near perfect. And go ahead, you can drop the title.
number 9, A Christmas Story, 1983.
Yeah.
I own so many items from this movie. I own 4 different versions of the leg lamp. All the way from the actual sized leg lamp, the regulation leg lamp, all the way down to ornaments. And I own so many different versions of this thing. And I have advent calendars and T-shirts and just ornaments. I got tons of stuff from this movie. And I have been to see this house in Cleveland several times.
Yeah.
I've met cast members from this movie. Listen, man, this A Christmas Story to me, and I watch it at Christmas time probably almost that entire marathon that comes on 24 hours. And then I have the West Coast channels, so it actually extends it out to 28 or 30 hours or whatever. And it's just a remarkable film. We've talked about it before, I think. The Old Man was originally written for Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson was originally supposed to play the Old Man, and it was supposed to be a rated R movie. And so it's turned into more of a family. It's become a family friendly must watch film that has spawned a couple of sequels and things like that, which are actually quite good. If you check out the Christmas Story sequels that have come out in the different variations, and those are actually quite good as well. They're not as iconic as this one, but this movie to me is perfectly cast.
Yep.
It's perfectly written. It's perfectly shot. It has all the great charm of a little tiny suburb life, type of atmosphere. All the settings are great. The school looks amazing. The yard looks amazing. The alleys look great. Everything about the film is wonderful. And the snow looks amazing. The dogs are great. There's nothing about the film I don't like. There's just nothing about this film that I point to and go, man, I wish that were different. It's perfect the way it is.
Yep. It is. And it's the only flaw is this list putting it number 9.
Exactly. Number 8, the 1969 version of Frosty the Snowman.
100%. Yes.
Iconic. Yeah. It's an iconic movie that, again, it's more of a network film. It gets shown a lot on the networks 2 or 3 times before Christmas, and then I think it pops up on. I think this also pops up on Freeform a lot too.
It does. Yeah, it does very much.
So check that out there as well. And it's Frosty the Snowman. It has its own song for a reason. So
Yeah.
check it out. Of course, if you haven't seen this by now, you're kind of falling behind on your Christmas viewing by a lot.
Well, even the next one goes right into the same category. It's like they figured out the formula to keep going with all of them.
So number 7 is the 1964 version of Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Also iconic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You argue with that one.
Yep. We still watch it. Me and my kids watch it. It's always something that we watch as a family. Just like Frosty, they're short too. That's the other thing about these. Like, if you watch them, if you catch them on like non-network for some reason, if you do, they're only like 24 minutes or 26 minutes or something like that. They're pretty short. So, you get commercial breaks and they extend them, but like they're short and they tell a great story. They're very efficient well made stop motion storytelling. Frosty and Rudolph in the same vein. Nothing wrong with it. They both have songs. You're going to sing along. You know the songs. And if you haven't taught someone those songs yet in your life, you're missing out on the great joy of watching someone else be tortured like you.
So number 6 is Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, 1992. Classic game.
Classic viewing. It's right where it should be, in my opinion. But my mom would put this movie as her favorite Christmas movie because the turtle doves thing. My mom, when she saw this movie, she cried in theaters, and then she's probably given them to your mom. She's given turtle doves out for every Christmas since this movie. I mean, she is just obsessed.
Yep.
And so it obviously holds a special place. I actually enjoy it. I in repeat viewing, I like this one more because there's more funny scenes to me.
Yeah.
It's a little step and repeat in some of the Wet Bandit scenarios, but like I for whatever reason, I'm probably my own bias is probably in the way, but I love it. It does belong right where it is. It is perfectly seated on this list.
So Thanksgiving night, which was just within the last week here, I watched this movie with my parents. We were watching.
There you go.
They showed the Home Alone movies on Thanksgiving night, and I watched this one. I didn't watch the first one with them, but I stepped up there and watched this one with them. And listen, it's iconic, man. It's got all the crazy stuff in it. Even Donald Trump's in it. I mean, you got Rob Schneider, you got Tim Curry, who I've worked with. Listen, I over the years, I mean, I worked with Daniel Stern many years ago, and we've kind of kept up over the years. Over like the last 20 years, we talk every great once in a while. And of course, he's not really acting these days, but he's a farmer now. For anyone who doesn't know that, he's a farmer now, and he also sculpts as well. And so I keep up with him through email and stuff like that a lot of times. And one of the things he never shies about this movie. He's always loved the fact that he did these Home Alone films, and he loves the fact that people view him as iconic, Christmas viewing, and he's never shied away from that at all. And he knew that he was doing something pretty special when he was doing them, but I tell him all the time. I'll tell him every once in a while. I'll just be like, dude, watching Home Alone, and it's you really are the show in this.
Yeah,
Like,
he's so good in it.
Stern is the best thing about both movies, but he's just so funny, and his timing is so amazing, and he's just got all the great lines and all the great gags, and he's got such great comedic timing. I just love to watch Daniel Stern, and I really, really, really proud that I got to work with him. Back in 2005, ironically on a movie with Michael Keaton and Brendan Fraser as well. So kind of cool, but yeah, I mean, Home Alone 2 is iconic, and I saw this movie with my mom and my brother and the Pate family back in 1982 at Carmike 10, and tons of people were there, and we all had a blast, and everyone went home happy.
Yep. So here's my next question for you when we land in this, because we're going to end up with 2 of these on this top 10 list, which is not fair. It's stupid. Is because my brain is the way my brain is. Which one of these is live action and which one of these is animation?
So the live action one is the next one that we're getting ready to talk about, and then the animation one will be the later one.
Okay, got it. But it's not the original animation; it's another animation.
No, yeah.
Right?
I'll explain it when we get to that one. But
Yep.
This one is number 5 is How the Grinch Stole Christmas. This is the Jim Carrey version of How the Grinch Stole Christmas, which has become pretty iconic viewing over the years. Jim Carrey as the Grinch is pretty amazing casting. If if you ask me, I really do like that movie a lot. I think it's something that I watch at least once every Christmas season without question. Sometimes because I think also on Freeform. I think you can watch it I've watched it 2 or 3 times usually at least. So yeah, I mean it's great stuff, and everybody looks great in the movie, and the Who's are all awesome, and they've made Whoville so amazing looking in this film that you just have to watch it even for the production value.
Yeah, look, at the end of the day, either I want the very original one, which I think was late '60s, early '70s, or I want this one in the list. 100% agree with it. I think they're both funny. This one I think is more relevant because the time fits a little bit better, and they did such a good job making it feel iconic in the sense of like it doesn't feel dated by any means, that it just works. And it was tremendously popular, so it's a great one to go with. Again, good spot on the list for it. I'm not going to argue that. I just don't know if we need two of them.
No, I agree with that. And of course, the number 4 movie is iconic. We both love it, and that's the Santa Claus, 1994,
Absolutely.
of course, with Tim Allen playing Santa Claus.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, when I read this list, I knew that we both thought this movie should be on there, and we both like the other 2 versions that have come out after this as well. I just kind of thought they'd all be together, so they're just kind of all together. But then they started putting out Home Alone 3 on the list, and I was kind of like, well, okay, so they kind of just numbers 2 and 3 in this
Right.
franchise. Got Home Alone 3 on the list. One of these should be on there too, but that's okay. The Santa Claus is on there, and it's number 4, and I think it's kind of perfectly placed for the most part, and depending on a spot or two, depending on who you're talking to, but it's in the top.
I can't argue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that's great note. Which takes us to the next one, which for most people I know, if it's not Christmas with the Cranks or National Lampoons, this movie is their top Christmas movie.
Yeah, and that's number 3. It's 2003 film Elf, which is the Will Ferrell, James Caan. It's just a classic. Peter Dinklage. I mean, it's like it's got it all. It's got it all, baby. It's got Bob Newhart. I mean,
Yeah.
it's got everything you'd want. It's even got some stop motion stuff in it. I mean, it has. If you're wanting to watch a Christmas movie that has everything you want, baby, this is it. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
Elf is it. This is Christmas viewing at its best. Um, there's a billion items that have been made for it now, and I own a few of them. And Elf is awesome. Will Ferrell's awesome, and there's nothing bad I can say about that film.
And it's easily the funniest Christmas movie on this list. I mean, it is just absolutely rip roaring funny and quotable. I would say it's probably the second most quotable movie on the list next to National Lampoons. But it's one of those movies that's extremely quotable, which is always a good sign of memory, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 2 is The Grinch, the 2018 version. This would be the animated version with Benedict Cumberbatch as the Grinch. So,
Yeah.
and really good. I saw this one with my mom and my brother up here in St. Louis. Um, we talked. There's a story behind it because my mom and myself were going to go see this as we saw another movie before this, and we were going to go see The Grinch. And my brother usually doesn't like to see 2 movies. And he certainly doesn't like to go to movies at like 10 o'clock at 9 or 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, like my mom and I do, or late night. And so, but he was upset that we were going to go see The Grinch next. I was like, bro, listen, I can't always wait for you for every movie. You got to make some choices. And he chose to stay and watch The Grinch with us. So this is a great movie. Maybe a little, like you said, we don't have to have all the Grinch versions on this list. So pull this one back. It's not, it shouldn't be number 2 anyway, but it is
No,
very.
it's fine for what it is. Like I said, like I enjoy it. The Grinch story is good. I just feel like it could be down a long ways. I don't think there should be repeats on the list altogether. I think, to me, if you're going to compare them, the live action Jim Carrey version is a far superior movie and way more entertaining than this one. It's good, but it's just not the same.
Yeah.
So I would personally pull it from the list.
Number 1, which is on this list, is the number 1 Christmas movie of all time, quote unquote, and that would be Home Alone, the 1990 classic, starring Macaulay Culkin and Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern and all the classic greats that you get with those films. And it's hard to argue the film. I mean, it is a classic Christmas film, and
Yep.
one of the funniest movies that's ever been made, quite honestly. And so it's hard to argue it. And I mean, I would put Christmas Story above it, but outside of that, it should be in the top five, no doubt.
Yeah, I have no arguments in the top five element. I do remember when I was a kid, I didn't see it because I liked Daniel Stern and Joe Pesci so much, their roles, that I felt bad for them. It's like I felt really bad for these guys because, to me, they were like, these aren't really bad dudes. They're just stealing stuff in my brain, in my child brain. But now, obviously, I get it a little bit more. And it is, I love the movie. It's great. I firmly believe it's solidified in the top five, just not the number one seat. It's just not there. I could make a Christmas Story to me is up there. I could also hear people's arguments for Elf being up there at this point, just because of how much fun it is to watch. Just like Christmas Story is super fun. Home Alone's super fun to watch. Definitely not it more fun than The Grinch. So to me, you could swap those out and be in great shape. Interesting list that you found here. It's a very interesting list.
One quick note, because I mean, I'm going back to Daniel Stern again. Listen, his portrayal of Marv in these two movies might be one of the greatest comedic performances of all time. I mean,
Yeah.
quite honestly, he's so
Oh yeah.
brilliant in films that it's one of the. I mean, you could say that if he doesn't do Home Alone, he might not get City Slickers. And Bushwhack. A lot of the movies that he ended up coming out with, like Celtic Pride, which I love. Those
Yeah.
types of movies. If he doesn't do Home Alone, he probably. I mean, listen, he had a bunch of good movies before Home Alone, but he became iconic because of Home Alone. And so because I would recommend going to see the movie Coop, watching him in the movie Coupe de Ville with him and Patrick Dempsey. That comes out before this, but
Yeah.
you know he's iconic because of this film, and I just love it so much. Go ahead.
I do too. No, I was just going to say, do you have, just so in the presence of time here,
Yeah,
do you have like a movie that's not on this list before we do our bracket or any of that stuff? Do you have a movie that's not on this list that you believe is a Christmas movie that should be on this list?
yeah. I got a handful of them. They're not necessarily non traditionals, but I got a handful of Christmas movies that I think should have been on this list. For instance, Love Actually.
Oh yeah, great one.
It has to be on this list, and it's not on the list.
Yeah, yeah.
White Christmas, not on the list.
A classic. Yeah,
The
another
classic.
great one.
Holiday Inn, not on this list.
Yeah,
That should be on the
yeah.
list. How does Bill Murray not get on this list with Scrooged?
That's the one I was going to bring up too. Is like
That's
I don't
criminal.
understand how.
That's
Yeah,
criminal. And that movie gets shown all the time. So, I'm going with those as kind of the Christmas versions, and then we can talk about our non-traditional Christmas movies that might have been on the list. But do you have any Christmas movies that were left off?
no, you could. No, that Scrooge was my big one that I was like, this is, and I would put the Santa Claus 3 on there because I've told everyone before that's my favorite of the Santa Claus movies. But I 100% would have that. The Christmas Chronicles with was it Kurt Russell? I think
Oh,
it's Christmas
yep.
Chronicles. Is it one? Yeah, those are good. The first one's really good. I also would say it's a little PG-13 ish. I really enjoyed Red One. I thought it was hilarious. I
It is
enjoyed it.
very good. I wouldn't necessarily put it up here yet because it's
No.
but it is but Red One is very good, and that came out last year. So if you haven't seen that one yet, that's a movie you can easily get. Yeah, Red One starring The Rock, that came out last year. Good film as well. The other another movie that I would put somewhere, it could be on the list. It kind of towards the end of the list, it may be just a little bit outside, but I want to give it an honorable mention. There's a movie called Surviving Christmas.
Yep.
Ben Affleck, that's pretty darn good. That got
Yep.
criminally underrated because at the time when it came out, people were tired of seeing Ben Affleck in movies. It was part of that era, like the early
Yep.
era, Halo and all that stuff. And so people were kind of tired of watching him and stuff. So that movie didn't do that well. but it is a very good Christmas movie.
100%. All right, so I'm going to throw a couple of non-traditionals out.
Okay, I know
One of them. Well, yeah, we'll get to. We all know Die Hard is on this list. It needs to be on the. I mean, it is the most Christmas action movie ever made. But you know what? Lethal Weapon is a Christmas movie too,
it is. Lethal Weapon is a Christmas movie. Yep, it is.
and a lot of people don't do it. But here's a good throwback one, and this will be my third one, and I'll pass to you.
Yeah.
I really love the movie The Ref, and the movie The Ref takes place at Christmas.
You do love the movie The Ref.
It is not kid friendly.
No,
Just like Lethal Weapon and Die Hard are not kid friendly, but I love that movie.
That's it. That's it. Listen, I mean, those all three. Listen, you know, you got Lethal Weapon, you got Die Hard, and you got The Ref, and I knew you were going to say Die Hard for sure. I knew that one was coming for sure.
Yeah.
Weapon makes sense that you say that. Listen, all those are great. I would quantify them as like, well, The Ref's kind of Christmassy movie. The other ones are kind of like action movies that take place at Christmas, and so it's hard to genre that. You know what I'm saying? So everyone gets a bit out of shape about that, but I don't know. So here's some of the movies that are kind of non-traditional that I have, like a top 4 or 5, real quick. And one of them would be Gremlins.
Yeah, 100%. I almost put them on there too.
And it's almost kind of Christmassy, to be honest with you. I mean, there's a lot of Christmas element that's happening in that town, and so that would be on there for sure. I would say that you Trading Places.
Yeah, 100%. I had that on my list.
I love that film. I love it, and I watch it at Christmas all the time. So I love that. I love that movie as well. And Die Hard always gets thrown on here. I love Die Hard. Don't get me wrong. It's that's the one that everyone talks about nowadays because you know it is kind of what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are kind of the non-traditional ones that I kind of like. I was trying to think of another one. I was trying to. It was on my head, and I didn't write it down, and I don't know. Anyway, yeah.
The fun part is, look, make your own list. That's one of the things that Tony and I have jokingly done off. None of us, we don't have like hard and fast rules on the list making, but it's kind of fun to go make your own little watch party and schedule it out and do that kind of stuff. That's something that we enjoy doing. I do that with my family. We all take a turn watching a movie. I don't let my kids watch Die Hard yet. Yet is the key word, or Lethal Weapon, or The Ref. But I watch some of the other ones with them, and we do get those hammered down. So if you have a chance, feel free to do it. And if you want to tell us what your favorite Christmas movie is, you can always do that by hitting us up on our social channels. You knew this part was coming, folks. So feel free to hit us up on Facebook, on the Instagrams, the Tweeters, or X, whatever the heck it is now. And the next time that we talk to you, it's Christmas Eve, folks.
That is it. It will be Christmas Eve. Another non-traditional Christmas movie. I'm going to throw it out there. Violent Night.
Oh yeah, Violent Night's crazy.
Good one.
It's great.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
We're talking about the
Violent Night's good. Yeah.
And
that was very graphic.
It's very graphic.
Black Christmas.
Black Christmas.
Black Christmas, the original, directed by the same director of A Christmas Story.
I was about to say that. It's directed by Bob Clark. So,
so crazy.
You almost got to watch that. And, of course, an old movie that doesn't get a lot of Christmas love, but the original Thin Man movie, which my mom would want to hear about that because that's her favorite franchise. The original Thin Man movie, the first one's at Christmas time. So that's
Well, there we go, folks. That's going to do it for this episode. I think we'll both say it, and we'll say it in our own way, but Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to you and yours, and we hope you have the absolute best time leading up to Christmas. You get to enjoy everything, and just remember, calories don't count in December, so have a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll talk to you back again Christmas Eve. We hope you enjoyed our new music. That's needed music for this show. Thank you, Drew, for that. And we'll see you Christmas Eve.